You're welcome to News Insight. Happy weekend, guys.
Happy weekend. A beautiful Sunday today.
Happy Sunday.
Yes.
The last Sunday of the year.
What a day.
This issue of A can be anybody, but not Tinubu. The song or the songs are coming out from the northern region. You know, do you think there's a real strong formation against Tinubu in 2027? Let me start from you, Kingsley.
I begin to think of Tinubu in a different way. Tinubu was not the president of Nigeria when he said he will win. And he won. But now I can see that there are a lot of issues springing up. Let me start from El-Rufai. El-Rufai said Tinubu was not fit to govern the nation, health-wise. But later, you know the antics of how Tinubu plays his politics. They brought him in, took him to London, he changed his song, then they put him in the mainstream of the campaign, they won the election, they gave him a pie, and he fell for the pie, and they withdrew the pie without not killing him. Then now, he's somehow in the opposition. You can't underrate El-Rufai. He may be quiet, but I can tell you he's working. Now, if you go from El-Rufai to other interests, you see, we have not heard from the Northern Forum. They have a Northern Forum where you have some other guys that are politically inclined. And you know, the North has a way they stand as a united force.
Yeah.
We've not seen that. What we only see now is a little bit of the voice of opposition, number one. Then this Dr. Is it
Gololo.
Gololo?
Dr. Gololo.
Coming out to express his own displeasure. Recently, maybe in the past
He
1
was
week.
actually speaking for the North. He claimed to be speaking
No, it
for
can't be
the
speaking. It can't be.
He said
Which group does it? Which group does it belong to?
He said the North.
We've never known him to belong to a particular group. Whether the Arewa Consultative Forum or the Northern Elders Forum, we've never known him to come from that forum. Okay. So we can as well say that right now he's speaking for him. He didn't quote anybody. He didn't quote any organization. I don't know if you understand.
Yeah,
but generally, in the whole country, there's a voice of dissent. People are actually tired. And the style of governance means like, you can't say anything, go on.
Okay, let's speak it that way. Philip, you know in Nigeria, there is this version we say that those that cast the vote are not as important as those that count the vote. Do you think this formation is still formidable, irrespective of who mans the INEC?
Thank you very much. You know, when he started, he made a statement that resonated with me and with everybody. Tinubu was not in charge in 2022, 2023, the build-up for the 2023 election. And it was obvious the sitting president was not at peace with Tinubu becoming president. In fact, it was rumored that he had anointed, candidate that he went to Tinubu force over when he's shaking out. So Tinubu should not be underrated in any way. Coming to the question you asked.
But that time, Tinubu was not a president yet.
Yes.
He didn't have any history to be relied on. Now, in 2027, he would have been president for almost 4 years.
Yes.
So people have his history to now judge him. So the command and control he had before, or the support, the neutrality of support he had before,
yes,
may not be the same in 2027. Do you think that will play a role?
Yes, you see, that's why I was going, because the first question you asked was that those who cast the vote,
yes,
those who doesn't matter to those who counted the vote.
Exactly.
And if you if you look at what happened in 2023, it is those who actually counted the vote that determine the emergence of Tinubu, not the vote casted.
So
I'm going to where you say, see, if Tinubu was not in charge of the system of Nigeria, he was not the commander in chief, he was able to manipulate the system to his favor. I don't see what will stop him now that is in charge?
Now, that's what I'm telling you. You see, as at that time, the
Yes.
North believed
Yes.
by the temperature of the North
Yes.
at that time that they were with Asiwaju.
Yes.
So there was no resistance to counting of the vote in
Yes.
quotes,
Yes.
as anybody would have expected.
Yes.
But right now, Dr. Gololo is saying, he gave ultimatum.
Yes.
Kingsley, he said, before 12, everything is determined.
Yes.
No,
what does it mean by that?
No, I said something that let's
yes.
not take. You see, the voice coming out right now, Gololo, is not a factor. I can tell you that.
But
You see-
hold
you see-
on. But do you think it's a forerunner?
You see-
That voice.
Well, I want to agree with you. It's not a foreign. I see Nigerian politicians will know them. You see, he gave the example of El-Rufai. You see, Dr. Gololo might be saying this. If it's settled tomorrow, we won't hear his voice. That's why he claimed that he is not speaking for any particular known group from the North. It's his own opinion and what he felt. Maybe, just maybe, it's my opinion, he's saying this so that he can be patronized. In fact, we have our very good friend who is now a special advisor on media.
Yes.
Who was backanizing Tinubu for back and forth. Today, he's singing a different song.
Voila.
Well, I don't want to mention him. You know,
No, well,
no,
he's a Nigerian. In fact, somebody asked a question. Where's Bola?
Where's Bola?
Where's Falika? That's what I'm saying.
And then to probably support you today, Aisha Yusuf tweeted
Yes.
against El-Rufai, like telling El-Rufai that had it been you were set, we would not be hearing your voice today.
Yes.
Had it been you got the super minister,
Yes.
you were expecting, we wouldn't be hearing your voice.
Exactly. Very
Because
correct.
today now you are in no position.
Yes.
So are we saying Tinubu will be able to quell this formation?
Now,
Before
let
2027.
me tell you. Let's lay them side by side.
If there is information at all.
If there is information, let's lay them side by side. Let's lay Tinubu and Jonathan. Let me tell you what Jonathan tried to do. Jonathan tried to please the whole northern region through position, through everything. But as it is right now, we have seen what Tinubu is doing. He doesn't care about giving power to them, as in the way Jonathan gave power to them. Jonathan gave a lot of powers to them. The head of
No, we know.
the head of PDP that time was this thing. INEC was this thing. They all worked against Jonathan. But now, as we speak, Tinubu is not relying on that. He's doing his thing and making sure his men are there. Do you understand? That doesn't mean that I'm on his side or supporting. We are just talking about power play within the political arena.
Okay,
do you understand?
Now, so from your word, you have said, Philip, that Tinubu is still in control of counting the votes.
Yes.
And he will not rely on casting the votes.
Yes.
Because from what we are getting, not only from Dr. Gololo,
Yes.
that's why asking Dr. Gololo is a forerunner, not necessarily a forerunner of a group, but a forerunner
Of
some
a voice that is
voices.
coming. Yes.
You got it right. Do you think if Tinubu is not able to appease them before 2027, that Tinubu will find a way of counting that vote without casting that vote?
Well, you see, this is an interesting time. It's going to be an interesting time ahead for us in this country. You know, because, you know, quoted Dr. Gololo said, we voted for you. He even accused Mr. Mai, former governor of Ebonyi, who is the present minister of Works. He said, how many votes did you bring from Ebonyi? You are coming to tell us lies that you are building a road from Balagri to Sokoto. Where is the road? Where is the contractor? Whose company do you give the company to? And all of that. You know, yes, that's why I said it's going to be an interesting time ahead. The truth remains that those who are counting the vote can only count the vote with the support of majority of people who are there. So for me, I don't want to believe that there's any formation for now. But like you said, it could be a voice of for underground work that
It could be that forerunner voice you are talking about.
If it is the forerunner voice they are talking about, it's going to be a interesting time for Tinubu in 2027. But if the man is just trying to say that so that he can be patronized, then it's of no.
But let not also forget that the power of the opposition will determine who comes forth. If the power of the opposition is still a man that they have dealt with over and over and over again, and if the opposition also doesn't harness themselves together, they should forget it. Tinubu will serve
no matter how powerful anybody is.
Yes.
The other day, Assad,
Yes.
just ran from Syria.
Yes.
You can't hold power stronger than him.
Yes.
Without people,
Yes.
there's nothing any leader can do.
But let's also be clear about so many things. The North also should not aggregate or arrogate power to themselves the way they think they have it. They may not have it the way they think they have it.
Yes.
Don't also forget, the North is not also one as it is. The North Central as it is.
So what you are saying that Tinubu has a way of penetrating.
There's a North Central. There is Benue, there is Plateau, there is a.
But the Benue you mentioned,
yes,
you know, there are a lot of killings going on in Benue now.
Yeah, and even apart from the killing, there's the balkanization of the APC as a party in Benue.
The truth remains that if there is information, if the voice is a foreigner voice, then there will be an interesting time for all of us to see. The truth is that if they say that there's information and people are angry, it is not only in the North.
It's all over. That's what I was trying to say.
So, but to say that the North, they cannot do anything,
because
should not underrate them.
Let me be clear to you.
Tinubu also know that he came into power through the back of the North.
Even though you want to rely on counting the votes without casting the vote, you must cast the vote to some extent.
Yes, to an extent.
To an extent.
But don't also forget.
Yes.
Don't forget that there are other blocks in the North that don't want to give up power to the opposition. There are other blocks in the North. For example, the Vice President has a block. The NSA has a block. They are looking at coming into power after the 8 years of Tinubu. So
they would think their best bet is
their best bet is to stick here. Let's not forget that. So there are people that are there that...
Let me tell you, you see what the North are citing.
Yes.
They have no problem with Tinubu as a person.
Yes.
They say the hunger is too much.
So,
Let me tell you.
So who's causing the hunger?
People who are complaining in less than 2 years.
Yes.
Do you see their stamina of waiting for 6 years?
But let me also tell you, Kafo, I've told everybody that cares to listen, this hunger doesn't stem from Tinubu alone. The people, every state you hold their governor responsible.
You know, I've always said that.
Look, the money that we took out from this thing, I've always said this one, goes to the governors. There is more money in the hands of the governors than any other person. So what are they doing with the money?
So, final word from Philip.
Well, I remain absolute that, look, it's going to be an interesting time ahead. For me, I don't believe there's information in any way. People are just speaking because they want to be patronized. But if there is information, don't underrate it.
Don't underrate
it. But me, I think there's something brewing somewhere.
Okay.
We should not underrate. There's a cloud gathering.
And we should not underrate it.
And I've said it, one of the person that we must not underrate is El-Rufai.
Okay, good. I think we'll continue with this discussion. Still on this insight, we'll be right back.